What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wayne Dungeon, and you rocking with.
Your boy DJ G Class, you know who I am.
Already, man, you tuning into a new episode of Deep Impact Radio.
Let's go.
What's up, everybody, man? Thank y'all for rocking with Deep Impact Radio. Once again, want to thank all those that have downloaded our episodes so far.
All 12 of you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much.
Hey, man, that's a big for us because it's a new beginnings.
Yep.
And so thank y'all. We're going to keep trying to get better. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep trying to get hosts and more music for y'all so you know what we're about.
And go ahead and hit us up. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about. Let us know what's on your mind so we can give our opinion on it. We can have a discussion. Embrace debate.
I like that, taking that, you know.
First take.
Hey, man, you know we be on that show all the time. So, man, we want to start off talking about, we talk about different subjects around here, from entertainment, politics. Everything mixed with each other, So this episode you listen to is Stop the Violence. Last week I heard Injustice. This week is Stop the Violence.
Yep.
Because, man, like I said, the state of America is crazy. So what do you think about the state of America right now?
I think when it comes to, as people, we're going downhill. It looks better because some places might look better than others, so it might look like it's getting better, but a lot of places are still in the red. And I think there's a lot of people that can change it, but they don't know how to, or they just don't want to.
Yeah, because I think it's come to the point where you rather just give up enjoying what's going on rather than fight it.
Yep.
Kind of like in civil rights movement, and women's rights movement, you had people that saw what they wanted to see, and they stood up to fight it. They stood up against what they saw, and they put their foot forward.
Yep.
And people lost their lives. But I don't think a lot of people want to lose their life right now for something like that. I don't think we ain't got that mindset right now because as America, we have gotten better in a way. Like, you don't see it blatantly. It's more of a mind thing now that you see all the violent injustices.
Yeah.
But
I think media plays a big part because media, a lot of times it sheds light on things that are happening, but people don't think it is happening in this country. So, and people see that and they mimic it. I don't know why they mimic it. Sometimes they might be put in that situation to have to do the things that they do see. But a lot of times people are just trying to have fun, trying to get a name. That's not a way to get a name for yourself, okay?
Yeah. Because I think we got to the point where everybody's struggling so much they want to find some way to get glory. And what we see on TV, people being glorified. I mean, I'm not saying entertainment, comedy entertainment industry. I think there's a place for everything, But I think we don't talk enough about, have a disclaimer on what we do, letting people know that, hey, this is not what you want. This is what I've seen. You shouldn't do it. But I'm just reporting to you what I see in the streets. I reported to you what all the fighting I see. I reported to you what I want through my music, and you don't need to follow this route.
And the thing about it is, it's out there. There's people talking about it. I see shows, Gangland, First 48, not CSI, but all these other shows. It's like reality TV shows that works with killers and people who try to attempt to kill. And people are telling you, this is not what you want to do. This is how your life is going to go. You should not do this. That's how it is.
Yeah.
And they choose not to do it because sometimes they may be put in that situation they have to, but a lot of times they're not and they choose to.
Yeah. I think, well, from what I've noticed, is a lot of times that people is drawn to these type of things because they feel like that's the only way out, which is far from the truth. I mean, if people rolled up and fought like they used to fight for equality and rights, and you know what? Support those entrepreneurs trying to create jobs. We support musicians that's trying to get up there, that do good music, or those that try to start. Now, keep in mind, the artists or the entertainment that you're doing is supposed to be top-notch quality. I'm not just saying support any old entrepreneur, but somebody that's actually putting their heart and their work into it and got the actual talent to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
support them.
support them. You know, and they support them. You create a job, you create a revenue, and you taking money out of the pocket of those that control the whole situation. Such as Clear Channel,
Yeah, yeah.
which controls every radio station in major radio station in America.
Including Austin, Texas. Am I right?
Yeah, Clear Channel runs the radio stations here. You know, I mean, granted, one day with me working with artists, I want to be on the radio, but I also would still want more opportunity for other up and coming artists to have the radio, not just one company, which actually monopolize the radio industry. It's a monopoly, point blank, period. Monopolize it and controls who they want in and who they want out because that's a monopoly. So,
Oh, okay. How about this? We talking about support, right?
mm-hmm.
How about support those people who's rapping and not gang banging, who doesn't gang bang to try to be a rapper. A lot of people who rap or who try to get in the music industry, they think being a tough guy, being a bad boy, being a dude that robbing, jacking, breaking in and killing, they think those people are the people who make it big because they see that on TV. That's not the truth.
Yeah, because a lot of them don't even do that.
They don't.
Honestly, a lot of them, probably the smartest cats you would meet, probably went to school, college, got a 4.0 grade average, and probably did very well in high school or in college and understood that, hey, I'm going to create this product that people going to eat up and I'm going to make money. And the record label like it because they're going to eat money. They could care less about what's going on in the community. They just see that dollar figures.
And guess what? The people they talking about are the people they might know. Yes, they might know them. But the people they talking about, are they on TV? Are they getting all these millions? Are they getting having all these cars and these big houses? Not really. They're probably dead or in jail.
Do they want to live that life?
Yeah.
No, when I talk to youth or work with youth, this is something I heard one time from my boy Saul Paul. I heard him say this at one of the time he was speaking, and man, and I use it all the time now. You know, sorry Saul Paul, I jacked it from you. I mean, I don't know if you heard it from somebody else, but look at this reality. When you coldest athlete, you go to the Hall of Fame, or you great at what you do, you go to the Hall of Fame. Business wise, we want to get into magazines. You want to get into Forbes. You want to get into, if you're doing good, Assets or Jet. You want to get into all these different prestigious magazines, you know, Elle. Whatever you're doing, you want to get into these things. That's your Hall of Fame, basically. To win the Grammys is like going into the Hall of Fame for musicians. To win the Oscars, but for going to jail, but for drug dealers, pimps, prostitutes, things of that nature, what Hall of Fame, what's your reward for getting to your Hall of Fame? Prison or jail?
And honestly, I watch a lot. I watch a lot of documentaries on this stuff. I'm not no rookie to it. I've seen some of the stuff, but there's only one person who actually lived that life and made millions and hasn't been to jail for the rest of their life or half their life or dead. There's only one person that I've seen on TV. Everybody else is dead or in jail.
Who that one person though?
I don't know his name. Cocaine Cowboys. Cocaine Cowboys 2. That black dude that's on there. The dude that's working up under Griselda Blanco. Griselda Blanco, Kingpin, Colombian, shipping metric tons of coke. She was to America. She was like, all the coke that basically comes to America, that was her. And she has numbers up under her name. Body. She has hundreds of bodies, but she recently was murdered. And she was like 50 or 60. She got out of jail a few years ago, and she was deported back to Colombia, and she met her fate in Colombia, where she made her most enemies. See? And this one dude, the dude that worked up on her, the black dude, that's the only dude that could live to tell this story.
You know, and that's the thing is, he may live to tell that story, but he's still paranoid. Believe that. He's still worried about that person coming after him.
Yeah, he still is.
It's like once you get into that lifestyle, it's no way of going. I know people that want to escape, but they don't have no way to escape. I mean, the violence has gotten ridiculous, you know. And the thing is, in entertainment, I believe we have a part to play to speak out. The one thing I admire, even though he had a lot of issues in his lifetime, even included domestic violence. And I hope he got help for that. I know I'm totally against domestic violence. Man, if you know anything about me, I got I got the Generation Now Project, or what I like to call Gen Now Project, which raising awareness about child abuse, saving families. A lot of things that happen in families are a cycle. A father beats on the mother, or mother beats on the father, and the child sees that, and they do that in their relationship.
Yep, and they mimic it.
And so it's a cycle. It's a generational curse, basically, that happens. And so I'm totally against domestic violence, But if you get the proper help and do what you need to do to stop it, then that was need to be done, and then you keep doing it. But Jim Brown is an advocate for this. You know what I'm saying? Uh, man, I can't remember his name, but he was a home run hitter champion before Barry Bonds. Hank
Aaron.
Like he fought against injustice and different things like that. And his family was when he did break Babe Ruth's record, but his family was threatened, his life was threatened. But these people actually stood up for what they believe, and there's plenty more people out there that did it, But I think if we have more entertainers stepping up in the gap, stepping up in the community, and not just worry so much about the dollars. If I dumb myself down, even though I know I'm smarter, I know where I came from and what I seen, even though I did not participate in it, I seen it, but I let people know, yeah, this is what I seen, this is what happened, because I'm doing hip-hop, I'm doing music, so you can see the picture where I'm from, but at the same time, I'm doing this so we can find a solution to the problem.
Yeah.
If they came at me like that, it would be no problem. You could talk about, the strip hole, the whole everything that going on, the drugs, the selling drugs, and making money off the drugs. Long as you tell me the side of, yo, it destroyed this person's family. Yo, this girl was a prostitute or a stripper because she was molested as a child. If you tell me the whole story, then I could be like, oh, I can see both sides of the story. I mean, I like jamming to them because music catchy. I like jamming to it and whatever, but I understand the negative aspect of it, and that's why I'm trying to keep my son out of jail, like Chris Rock said, keep my son out of jail and my daughter off the stripper pole. Point blank, period.
And it's a shame that it has to come to that, because as people, there's so much you can do. You should not be limited to your neighborhood or just your city.
Mm-hmm.
In this world, there's so much you can do. And to choose one thing that could end your life or basically put you in jail for the rest of your life, I think you just cheating yourself out of life.
Yeah. And I agree with you. Life is so... People were like, man, I'm living in hell. You living in what you make it out to be. If you think it's hell, your world going to be hell. If you think it's positive, your world going to be positive. And so I don't understand this, like... People are like, how can you bring a child into this world knowing the way the world is? But I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm happy. Is everything perfect? No. But I'm happy. I'm satisfied right now. I want to get more. I want to get out there and get money. I want to impact lives and change lives. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm not enjoying life right now. I mean, it's what you make life out to be. And those that out there negative, I think we need to put all of y'all in a bubble, put y'all on an island, and then let y'all do... I guess destroy yourself, I mean, we'll let a few negative people, because we need some negative people around, so we'll know what positive is. But I know that may be harsh, but negative people a lot of times don't get to me.
I don't feel like that. I think a lot of times, not a lot of times, but there's some times where people come off to be a bad person where they're really not.
I agree with you.
They really doing things because they have to, because they're back against the wall. And for those people, I would say, okay, you may have to do this, but make this your last time. Do whatever you have to do that you don't like to do. Some people don't like to do what they have to do.
Yeah.
Make it your last time and build off that. Honestly, I don't want to do it either, but I have to. Make yourself legal. Do whatever you got to do to be legal, to make yourself to get yourself to the point where you don't have to do what you don't want to do.
I agree with you. I mean, if you're negative and you do something, I'm talking about negative mentality.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. If you wake up in the morning and think everything's going to be bad, then everything's going to be bad.
But that could be a mental thing, because you could be thinking that because that's what's happening in your in your life. Everything in your life is bad.
Yeah.
So life is probably bad to them. So why should not do what I've been raised to do?
Yeah. Hope. My thing is hope, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we grew up in a household that wasn't always positive, you know?
Yeah.
We done had cops at our house so many times that I can't even count.
It's ridiculous.
Count now, you know? And even to this day, we grew up in a neighborhood that wasn't always positive or stuff like that. But I think I'm not going to allow my neighborhood, my hood, destroy who I am. That's point blank, period, you know? And I think a lot of people say, I die for my hood. Granted, I mean, where you from is big. Rep it. But I'm not going to die for it, 'cause I don't think the mayor of your city will give a 2 cents of what happened to you. Or the governor of that state.
But check this out. Make yourself a pillar in that city. Make
Yeah.
yourself known.
Yeah.
If something happened, then your city recognizes it. They'll show you love.
Yeah. Definitely if you want to be...
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to rep and build your city. But a lot of times, people are destroying that city.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Oh, no, we got to get into
We about to get into our song. This song by Candace. It's called No. It's an R&B track for y'all. And
No.
but it's basically talking about, you know, don't give in to pressure. Don't give in to things of that nature. Especially talking to the women out there. And when we come back, we're going to talk about one of the most heated topics and one of the most heated cities in probably all of the United States as of right now, Chi-Town. So when we come back, we'll talk about that. But y'all enjoy this song by Candace.
We're so
Yes, sir. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Y'all welcome back to Deep Impact Radio. What y'all just listened to was that girl Candace, another artist we working with Deep Impact Entertainment firm, and that was no, R&B song talking about just, you gotta say no sometimes and then free your mind, not give in to pressure. Just be positive about it. And like before we left, we said we gonna talk about Chi-Town, all the crazy stuff happening in Chi-Town.
These ignorant little boys up there, man, and females.
What you think about the situation?
I think the problem with that, it started back. I say the past generation, our parents' generation, lack of jobs and the rise of drugs led to their downfall, which led to them overdosing or not being there for their kids, and this is the product right here.
Yeah, man, I heard that one time, man. Somebody from the older generation was like, man, I'm gonna be truthful to you. My generation failed y'all. My generation, was one of the reasons, because you gotta think about it, during that time, the 60s and the 70s, it was a drug epidemic. There was sex was rampant. Just have sex and be free and be merry and smoke weed and do what you want to do, but not to know there's a consequences to what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? There was a consequence to all that being free, all that doing it. At the same time, you had the women's rights movement, with I'm all for women having rights, but I think we went to the far end where women think they were men. And there are things that men and women could do that the other sex can't do. And so because of that, we got the situation we're in right now.
Can I tell you what I think it is?
What is it?
I think it was, okay, in our parents' generation, there was a big epidemic of drugs. There was heroin, there was crack, there was cocaine, and weed was very popular. Okay. That led to what I said earlier, downfall, kids not having parents too and all that. But it's like, can you blame them? Because that's all they can do, because they were trying to escape from where they was.
Because if you want to escape, hit the gym. Go work out.
Yeah.
Read your Bible. Go to church. Go to God. Do something positive. Build a park. Do something. Yeah. Don't turn to drugs. Don't turn to things that's only temporary, because once the high is over, you need that high again. You need that fix again. And therefore, you start destroying your family. So I could blame you. There have been times I've been plenty of stressed out. And yes, I used to smoke. I don't do it no more, or as much. Probably once a year, if that. And I use that as an escape at sometimes, especially back in my college days. But eventually, I woke up and be like, man, number one, I'm still struggling to eat. I don't have a lot of money, and I'm buying this money here and there. In a month, I'm spending $100 on stuff that I could be spending on starting a business or eating or doing stuff like that. And so I escaped by working out. I found God and started transforming my life. And so there's ways to get around that without destroying yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to do it recreational, you got that up in Wyoming is not regular. I think Wyoming or Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado, California, Kentucky.
If that's the law and you want to do recreational, cool. But if that's your only way to escape, and then now we lead it to a situation like in Chicago where young black men kill a young black man over land, basically
territory that nobody knows they own, and if they die, wouldn't nobody care that they was there.
Exactly. I'm dying for my hood. Now, I love the hood I grew up in. I learned a lot from it, but I'm not dying for you.
And see, I think that's a perfect example of where the generation before us messed up. Because those are the kids that don't have parents to go to, because their parents are so strung out or their parents is dead. And drugs and gangs messed up.
That's the generation that took gangs to the new level.
Our previous generation or this generation?
The previous generation. Because they the one that started the gangs, basically.
Yep.
The dude that formed the Crip was actually in the generation before.
Yeah. Tiki
Williams.
Yeah.
And then he just trickled down from everybody else, making it bigger, and now you got where it's at.
But see, with gangs, they had, in the beginning stages, they had balance. like Tookie Williams and all his brothers who created the Crips, they had balance. And when them getting arrested, that balance went away. And the people that was younger than them trying to raise up, they didn't know what to do. So violence is all you can get from that.
Cause those people came in a situation where
our generation right there.
They didn't have no father. Even though they were raised under the Tiki Williams of those likes, they never really had a true father figure. They never really had a true father figure to really, lead them the right way. So now we got it. Men are not at home being men.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times we look at the music game, entertainment game. The entertainers got kids by I don't know how many different baby mamas. But at the same time, or even the female hip hop artists and messing with I don't know how many dudes, they don't know the kids. Yeah, my daddy was this or that, but they growing up, they're struggling. The way you hear some of these big time artists, kids, doing some of the worst stuff because they don't have that father figure, that parental figure at home to do what needs to be done.
Or what if the kids do? Okay, there's a lot of kids out there who do have they have that right environment, but they choose to go wrong.
Suge Knight.
What Suge Knight? What you mean Suge Knight?
He grew up with his mom and daddy. He had money. That boy went to a good school.
Like that? He grew up with a mommy.
I'm gonna be real. He went to a good school. He went to a school that I forgot what school exactly. It was like Stanford or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, that's horrible.
But he went to
that's horrible.
Something like that. But he went to one of these schools that had money. He came from a middle class family. And he didn't have to go the route, but he wanted to because he saw the money.
Yeah.
He saw the perpetrating in it, and then he saw people like really real Pac who struggling on this rape charge, and he took them, exploited them, or or some dude from NWA that turned to Dr. Dre and Snoop, and saw what they were going through. Like, yo, I can make money with you. Let's do this. That's why Snoop and them eventually left because they became men eventually and realized what they were doing.
But they grew up mentally before probably Suge Knight did. But could you say he was just young and dumb since they grew up before him? And he chose to.
No, he was older than him.
He was older? Oh,
yeah.
Well, hell, take that back. He was dumb.
They're about the same age. So, he saw the money, wealth, and fame, and the power.
Yeah.
He was a big dude. He used to play football. So, he exerted that. But and he knew what he was doing.
But could you blame him? Because he like you said, he come from a middle-class family. Couldn't he want more? Couldn't he be like, okay, I'm coming up. I got this. And I want more. And that
you could have more without destroying the family, destroying your community. That's my whole thing. That's happening in Chicago right now. Now we got Obama stepping in, and he added like you said, he had a face to the crime and stuff that happened in Chicago. The innocent girl that was shot down.
Oh, yeah. That was bad.
That was shot down over some gang stuff, and she wasn't even part of the affiliated with it.
No affiliation to any gangs, and she was actually a good girl. From what I read, she's actually a very
honest
good girl.
student.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we just got to realize that we're closing out here. We got a couple of seconds. That even Obama is stepping in and doing this thing, man. It's up to everybody around us to make an impact. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it shouldn't got to that point.
It shouldn't have got to that point, but now it can be fixed. I got kids of my own, and that's what I'm planning on doing. So, we're wrapping up right now. I want to thank y'all once again for tuning in to Deep Impact Entertainment. And as always, hey, you have a power to make a change. And hey, let's do it. And do it to get money at the same time.
And tell everybody to listen to us. If you listen to us right now, tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your aunties,
your chicken and dogs to listen to us.
You said chicken and dogs.
Yeah. but it's Deep Impact Radio. Y'all rocking with us. Hey, stay tuned. We bring you hot stuff all the time every week. We be out.